Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a Penelope Bridgerton inspired dress. I ended up going to the thrift store the other day and I was picking up materials for a different project, and I ended up coming across several that I thought would make a really cool Bridgerton inspired dress. Now, I have had this on the books as a potential project for a couple years now, ever since the first season came out and Regency core hit an all-time high. But I've never really found the right patterns, and I've also just not really had the right time or location. But we're headed back to Austria for my final trip in Europe because I'm moving out in a couple weeks. And while we're there, we're headed down to Vienna and we're headed back to Admont Abbey, which are two locations that will look really, really beautiful as a backdrop for some Regency-inspired costumes. So that being said, let me go ahead and break down the fabric we're using, what my initial drawing looks like, and then from there, we will go ahead and get started on this project. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to cover is what the design looks like, and from there then I will show you the fabrics, and then finally we will go into the patterns we're using. So the design looks like this, and it's got a very subtle but beautiful heart-shaped bodice, and then it has puffy sleeves, and then the skirt is layered and has side drapes on it, but this skirt will be a lot slimmer than previous skirts I've made because I'm trying to fit into the Regency core style, which features a empire waist. And so that being said, let's go ahead and now cover the fabrics we're using, and then we will move into the pattern. So the material I found at the thrift store is this really pretty scarf. It's got butterflies on it, and it's got like this ombre between red and orange and white, and I thought it would look so beautiful as a bodice and would kind of give off a subtle, softer version of Penelope, because usually she's known for having really bright, colorful costumes. But I kind of wanted to draw more onto the season 3 aesthetic that Penelope has, which is more subtle and feminine and kind of more mature instead of like the gaudy colors you see in the first couple seasons. To highlight and complement that, I have 4 of these sheer curtain panels that are going to be draped underneath the bust of the bodice. And then finally, serve as the skirt for the dress, I will be using this beautiful salmon pink colored curtain material. For the side drapes and the skirt specifically, we are using Simplicity's 9577. This I used for my prom dress. Now the plan is to use the skirt pattern, but to do less panels than what I would use for a normal ball gown. And then we will also be using a really old pattern that I found from my grandmother. Give me a second. It is Bodice's 5938 pattern. Now this guy came out in like the 70s, so I highly doubt you will find it unless you look on Etsy or any other location. And then the sleeves we will be using are also from that Bodice pattern. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started by cutting the materials out. Sorry, I just got a mid-heart attack. There's a dove that like dive bombed right next to my window. Funny thing, I had a dove smack itself into my window the other day and gave me a little heart attack. But anyway, let's go ahead and start cutting our fabrics out, and then we will get started on this project. Okay guys, so here's what the layout of the dress looks like right now. I think she looks really pretty. Please note that there are going to be 2 layers of this pink, because if you can see up here, it's pretty sheer, but it's just for a modesty coverage. And then there will be 1 layer of the sheer yellow on each. And then I haven't cut the sleeves out, but once those are done, we'll go ahead and start working on sewing the skirt together. First thing we're going to tackle now that we've cut all the fabric out is sewing together the bodice. So I'm going to lay all the pieces out, and then I'll show you what the plan is. Okay guys, these are all the pieces laid out on the floor, and now that I've pinned all the darts, I'm going to go ahead and sew all the darts and then attach the back pieces to the front pieces and then sew the 2 layers together. guys, now that we finished sewing the bodice together, let's go ahead and get started on the sleeves. For the sleeves, we have 2 sheer panels and then we have 2 sheer cuffs. And I'm going to go ahead and attach the cuffs, sew the sides up, and then we'll attach it to the bodice. We have our bodice done, and now let's go ahead and move on to the skirts. Because I'm running out of time for this project, I'm going to go ahead and try working on some of this while I watch a movie with my family. But once it's done, I'll meet you back and I'll give you the update of what the plan is for the rest of the dress. Guys, here is what our finished skirt looks like, and now I'm going to attach it to the base of the bodice. And then finally, the last thing we're going to do is survey what the final product looks like and make sure there's any final touches before we head off to Vienna first thing tomorrow morning for the reveal. Okay guys, as you can see, I ran into a problem. So I realized upon trying the bodice on that it was a little bit too narrow for my back. So I'm adding in a panel of this green to kind of give it an ombre effect. And then I'm also going to add a secondary panel for the top of the dress to use to add this bright orange zipper over here. I'm going to do my best to try to embed all of those different materials into the dress in a way that makes it look natural and not weird. And I will meet you back once I have completed that. We have finished the dress and I am absolutely in love with it. It's like wearing pajamas. It's so comfy and so beautiful. Fun fact, the sleeves and all the trim on this dress my great-grandmother made. She ended up hand tatting all of it. But now that the dress is complete, let's go ahead and head to Vienna so we can show this off Bridgerton style. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe. I have been doing YouTube for about a year now, and my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, but I can't get there without your help. So please, if you really did enjoy this, subscribe and look at my new videos that are coming out. I have a ton of really exciting Disney-inspired and general summer-related content, and I hope you enjoyed. So without further ado, let's go to the final result.